Hey guys. Hi, this is Ali, and I am here today in front of the Chittenden County Correctional Facility. We are trying to raise awareness to the detention and incarceration of immigrant women that are held here in this facility. This is important for us because most people in Burlington don't know that our local jail houses immigrant women and immigrant prisoners. And every month, last month alone, over 80 immigrant women were brought up here and they were shipped with domestic charter flights to Louisiana. Many of them we never hear from. These are folks that get picked up in places like, Massachusetts, Maine, and other locations and are brought up here. They are denied due process. Most of them are denied many basic rights that they need as detainees. So we're here trying to raise awareness within the locals here and also within the larger activist community. And there will be more people coming in today to protest this facility and its this involvement in severe human rights violation. So I want to ask you guys to talk to your local officials, Governor Scott and folks like this who are responsible for maintaining the contract with ICE, and ask for human dignity for immigrant detainees. Thank you.
Okay, how's this for projection? Okay, I'm gonna just talk quickly, but I just want to share that I'm part of a group called Free Her, and we're prison abolitionists. Woo! And something really important I think we should be thinking about is the fact that Governor Scott and the Department of Corrections are trying to build a new $97 million women's prison, which will most likely have contracted beds for ICE. So our fight against oppression, our fight against authoritarianism includes fighting against prison expansion. So I hope folks continue to show up as the state tries to move this project along, and just thankful to stand here in solidarity with you all today.
Hi, I'm actually a teacher, so it's cool. I can be loud. I'm Haley. I work with refugees. We have a huge Haitian population here you may not be aware of. I mean, huge might be a relative word, but we're in Vermont, so, sizable. And Trump has said, basically yesterday they were here legally, and today, now they're illegal, and they are at risk of deportation because he canceled their protective status. They are at risk of being deported back to Haiti, which is not safe for them. All they can do is try to apply for asylum, but here's the thing. They're not processing those applications. And until those applications are processed, they are not allowed to work. They're not allowed to apply for benefits, nothing. So they don't give a fuck about these people and about whether or not they have a legitimate claim to asylum, which is a right protected internationally. So yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
Nice. I can take it. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. Who else is feeling confident? Want to throw some words of wisdom? So I'll tell you a couple of things. I was born in Los Angeles. So what's going on is I'm very connected with it. I just want to tell you a story about Los Angeles and why this is kind of important to take into account. There was, Haley brought up a mention about asylum seekers. 15 Iranian Christians, and I'm also Iranian, so I got a lot of issues going on. Right? Iran is getting bombed right now, and then Los Angeles is getting bombed, so it's pretty bad. 15 Iranian Christians, asylum seekers, who have converted to Christianity, have fled Iran. And if you guys know anything about Iran, it's a very oppressive, and being Christian is very dangerous. Biden gave them asylum. They came to the United States. They were living in Los Angeles. They were living in an asylum camp. And then all of a sudden, 3 months ago, ICE military went to their detention camp, chained them, and then threw them on an airplane and dropped them off in Panama. Now they're living in a jungle camp in Panama, waiting to get deported back to Iran. So why is this important? Because we're part of this system of oppression, right? I was in Worcester, Massachusetts just a month ago when a Brazilian mother who has a 16-year-old daughter and an infant child, and she was in her house knowing that the ICE military people were out on the street with the military gear. She was hiding in her house, and the ICE knew that she was in the house. So the daughter was coming home and she had the infant in her, she was holding the infant. The ICE people stopped the daughter and she became hysterical and the infant started crying. So they knew what they were doing. The mother got scared, so she ran out to protect her children, and then the ICE started grabbing her, and then over in Massachusetts, there are different breed of people. They all came out. They were all like, we're going to fight you guys. And they caused a little bit of ruckus, but the PD came out and they grabbed her, they dragged her, and they also took the infant because the daughter was holding the infant. She sat in front of the car and said, you can't take my mother away. How am I going to take care of this infant? So you know what the Western PD did? They took the child, they took the infant for child endangerment. So now the infant is in an orphanage. The mother was probably brought up here, who knows, but if you get in there and talk to all these people, where do you think all these people are brought before they're sent to Louisiana? And she is somewhere right now, we don't even know where she is, right? So this is why this is important for us to be here, because these mothers and these people that are, families that are broken apart, some of them are sitting in these jail cells behind these walls, traumatized, in our town, in our, I don't know, I want to say like beautiful, whatever you want to call it, our very happy yoga town, right? They're all like in there. So this is super dystopian stuff. It's like you got the beautiful scenery, but underneath you have this cruelty. And and so this is definitely a very dark place. We're kind of getting some really dark karma that is kind of hidden behind these greens. So I just want to, raise that awareness to you guys that it's not, and we're talking with Haley, and not a single immigrant other than myself was brave enough to show up because they were scared. So we want to go out to our community and talk about it with our activists and our local politicians and our community organizers. Why are the immigrants so scared to come out? How can we support them? How can we have it so we have an immigrant rally, immigrant human rights rally, and there are actually immigrants in that rally? You know what I mean? So how can we do that? We can do this. I mean, I'm an example, but I'm a very radical example of it. But yeah, and I always say, I don't like governor. I'm not a big fan of the governor. I think he's not a good guy. But other people are saying, don't be so stressed about the governor. But who knows? Okay, who else has got some agitation going on? Any other agitators? All right, come on up. It's just on. It's on. Just be loud and bring it close.
I have a little speech. Being here isn't just a moment. It's a message. It's a refusal to accept that some lives matter more than others. A refusal to accept a system that decides who is worthy of safety, of housing, of dignity based on the color of our skin or where our families come from. A refusal to stay silent while systems continue to keep hurting black and brown people and calling it justice. Enough of being told to wait for justice. Enough of watching people be treated like problems instead of people. Enough of constantly expecting people to prove that they are enough to be here. You don't have to be an adult to see the truth. You don't have to be an immigrant to see how cruel this country is to those who are. You don't have to be paying attention. You just have to be paying attention. It's not impossible to see that the system is designed to criminalize marginalized people. Whether you're a student, worker, undocumented, or all of the above, trauma is ignored and survival is punished, and we are supposed to be silent and patient about it. But I'm going to continue to speak because this is not and never will be okay or normal. Families are being pushed out, monitored, targeted, and we're expected to get used to it. But we are not here to adapt to oppression. We are not confused. We are not asking. We are telling the truth clearly, loudly, and most importantly, together.
Alright, who else has got some cool abolitionists? This is like in the early turn of the century. It was a big thing with the civil rights movement, especially with the Nation of Islam. You know, I'm a Muslim. And Malcolm X really kind of started as an abolitionist soapbox. It was not an abolitionist, it was a civil rights speaker. But a soapbox is just basically just get up somewhere and start talking. So whoever's got some energy, we need some agitators. We need to make these local law enforcement work for their donuts, because they're just getting free donuts right now. So we want to make sure that they're experiencing some of our agitation as well. You know. So who's got some agitation going on? Anyone? Anyone? Any takers? Come on up.
I'll be completely honest, I don't know everything that's happening.
You got to bring it really close and
Thank you.
yeah.
I'll be completely honest, I don't know everything that's happening at this specific detention center, but I am a girl who moved to Vermont from Phoenix, Arizona. So I was about 3.5 hours from the border for the first 20 years of my life. And I can tell you the only people that took care of me in my community were people of color. There is something really unique, I think, growing up in a system that is very, very diverse. But the main thing that I learned about these people is that their community and their culture is so deep-rooted, and that we're on their land, they're not on ours. So remember that.
Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. I had to travel to Georgia, Vermont, and that's not in Georgia, you already know, to buy this flag. This is a rare item, right? Like, it's not a lot of people have the Mexican flag. Oh, you got a megaphone. All right, we're gonna engage in combat. No, I'm great with this. This is fine. It's louder.
Dude, you're not that loud.
All right. Well, I don't want to hog the whole spot. I thought that there's some. Can you hold this? Hold the flag.
This to the marching people, and then I'll bring it down.
Yeah, you guys press the power button. Right there. No, just well, you can take this to the marching people. All right, just once you press it down, it stays on. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Do you want help with the interruption? Go.
They're coming. I don't know how to use this. Hello? Holy shit, this is loud. Well, we're gonna wake up the donuts. Alright, let's do some I don't know.
You got a chance?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Alright. Abolish ICE! Yeah, abolish ICE! ICE out of Burlington now!
ICE out of Burlington now!
ICE out of Vermont now!
ICE out of Vermont now!
ICE out of Burlington now!
ICE out of Burlington now!
ICE out of Vermont now!
ICE out of Vermont now!
Hey! Ho! Phil Scott's gotta go!
Hey! Ho! Phil Scott has got to go!
Hey! Ho!
Phil Scott has got to go!
Hey!
Ho! Phil Scott has got to go!
Hey!
Phil Scott's gotta go!
Phil Scott has got to go! Phil Scott has got to go!
Phil Scott's gotta go! Alright, see, I was going to ask you for the sheriff. The sheriff is here to give us some donuts. Did anybody bring any donuts with the sheriff? Oh, the sheriff. That's so funny. You didn't even know that we had sheriff in this town. That's awesome. What?
There was a berry.
Yes, you saw that too. Okay. That's weird.
Alright, what other ICE
Fuck ICE!
All place where I'm
Fuck ICE!
Fuck ICE!
Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE!
I've been doing the most tracking, but I do think
Don't give me a big megaphone. I'm gonna cause trouble. There'll be tear gas by the end of the party. All right. Okay. Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! All right.
I think they'd be coming from
With liberation! Down, down with deportation! Down, down with deportation!
Down with deportation.
Up with liberation! Down, down with deportation! 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 Up with liberation! Fuck ICE! With deportation! Fuck ICE! 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 Free them all! Free them all! Free her! 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 Free them all! Move a couple of pieces. Well, I know that. I know what so
I think I heard, yeah.
Nice.
I basically just said that like 400
And the contract!
January have been deported
And the contract!
and that women were being brought here. Like, I think it would be worth reiterating that with new people.
And the contract!
I get
And the contract! 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 And the contract!
Yeah, we're gonna just tell people more stuff about people who just got here.
No, this is Aspen.
Aspen. Yeah.
Organizer extraordinaire.
There are currently at least 10 ICE detainees in this building. In May alone, 80 people were sent through this prison to be deported.
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
Since January, it's been over 400 people through this prison and the one in St. Albans.
Yay!
Airport, our own airport, on commercial flights to Chicago.
Yay!
It's been in broad daylight in front of people on passenger planes. And it's mostly been through United Airlines.
Shame!
Shame on United!
Shame on United!
Shame on United!
Shame on Burlington!
Shame on Burlington! Fuck Burlington!
Shame on the airport! Shame on the airport!
People have not been allowed to use phones or talk to any lawyers. All of the people that are in the prison now have been shipped here from other places like Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Their families and their lawyers are all looking for them and can't get in contact with them at all. And then they just get shipped through our airport to God knows where. I think that's most of the information that we have on this specific place. Fuck ICE!
ICE!
Woo! 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 Abolish prisons!
Abolish prisons!
Abolish prisons!
Abolish prisons!
Abolish prisons!
Abolish prisons!
Free her!
Free them all! Free her! Free them all! Free her! Free them all!
I got one more thing! What?
They got one more thing!
Okay, so they also haven't been providing any kind of translators to the folks who are in the prison right now. So we've put together a playlist of different songs that are in the languages of the people who are in this building. We're going to try to play that over. Our loudspeaker doesn't work, but we're going to try it through the megaphone. We'll see if it works. Let's try to be loud enough that they can hear that we're out here.
Hell yeah!
I don't know what it is.
We can also go to the front, but if you guys feel like this is a good spot.
So sometimes they have translators in court, but there's a lot of folks in there who every day don't have someone they can talk to that speaks their own language.
So we were saying that maybe people say maybe we can go up front to the prison entrance, like not the door, but like
We've done noise demos in the past on the side right over here, and they've been able to hear us.
Okay.
So if they all want to scooch that way a little bit, they'll be more likely to hear us. If y'all want to keep, if someone's going to keep, I don't have rhythm. So if someone who has rhythm wants to start their dance while we fix the playlist set up.
Loud, they will be able to hear us. And if we get lucky, they'll bang back out the window. So let's be loud.
We gotta get that.
No more deportation! 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 No No more deportation! CEOs, quit your job! 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 CEOs, quit your jobs!
Fuck 12!
Okay, I think I've got it ready to play the music in a very silly, roundabout, technological way.
Ready for it back?
So if anyone has an Android phone with Spotify, that's
All right, guys. So here, this is kind of like a free soapbox kind of style. So anybody who's got thoughts and ideas can come up and grab the mic and talk. But I just wanted to. I'm going to ask you. I'm with the. Let's just call it the Muslim activist groups, right? That's where I'm coming from. So I want to ask you guys that folks that are here. When you go back to your communities, when you go back to your, home base, when you're writing your manifesto, when you're organizing your Zapatista movements and all sorts of good actions and all that cool stuff, or we're just going back to your, book club, wherever. Think about immigrants that you got in your community, right? And ask yourself, because we're here today for immigrants, right? For immigrants who are detained. Ask yourself, why is it that I go to these rallies and I don't see immigrants in these rallies? I see very few, right? And ask yourself, how can I enable and empower people who are non-European, who are living in this state, in this town, to be active, to be able to speak their mind in my movement, in my cause, in my organization. Not just like having a sticker, a bumper sticker, be like, refugees are welcome, right? I mean, that organic smoothie stuff is all good, but the thing is this, how can we do this, And I'm metamorphosizing from being white and being non-white, so I'm like, how can we be, but you think about my pronoun as a we is like a metamorphosizing thing. I'm American and I'm not American. But here's the thing, how can you enable, empower the non-white people to be part of your community? I'm not asking you to be allies, but to think about the ways, subtle ways that in your daily life, we take away that opportunity for them to speak. And then, so maybe next time, when we come here to throw a big block party, right? Big block party, big rave, I don't know what it is, for the big speakers, mega speakers. Then we're going to have Somalian refugees, we're going to have Afghans, we're going to have Haitians. I don't know, do you have any Haitian immigrants in this?
Yep.
Yeah, we got. So, see why we don't know all this stuff, right? I want to hear what they're got to say, They walk by kind of curious, like, what are these white folks doing over here? Well, like, no, we're not just white folks over here. We're people who want to stand up for immigrant rights. So we want to enable that. That's one of the main things that I had that I want to raise, right? And I want to encourage anybody who's feeling agitated right now to get up and grab the megaphone and spit some fire for us. Any agitators in the crowd? Anyone feeling agitated? Some people
Can you repeat the first part? I missed it because the hunger.
What? If you got some fire, if you're feeling agitated, please step up to the megaphone to spit some fire for us. Any agitators in the crowd? We need some agitators. All right, yeah, you do it.
All right, I've spoken this speech probably a couple minutes ago.
You do it again.
I think it's important to do it again. Being here isn't just a moment. It's a message, it's a refusal to accept that some lives matter more than others. A refusal to accept a system that decides who is worthy of safety, of housing, of dignity based on the color of our skin or where our families come from. A refusal to stay silent while systems continue to keep hurting black and brown people and calling it justice. Enough of being told to wait for justice. Enough of watching people be treated like problems instead of people. Enough of constantly expecting people to prove that they deserve to be here. You don't have to be an adult to see the truth. You don't have to be an immigrant to see how cruel this country is to those who are. You just have to be paying attention. It's not impossible impossible to see the system is designed to criminalize marginalized people. Whether you're a student, worker, undocumented, or all of the above, trauma is ignored and survival is punished, and we are supposed to be silent and patient about it. But I'm going to speak because this is not and never will be normal or okay. Families are being pushed out, monitored, targeted, and we are expected to get used to it. But we are not here to adapt to oppression. We are not confused. We are not asking. We are telling the truth clearly, loudly, and most importantly, together.
Who else has some fire? All right, well, here, I'll tell you one story about Ksenia Petrova. Ksenia Petrova was grabbed in Boston, Massachusetts, and she was released yesterday, by the way. It took 4 months. So they grabbed her at the Logan International Airport, and now she is like a PhD level bioengineering student. She's like, super intelligent, right? And they're like, you got some illegal frog embryos in your bag, and they took her to like maximum detention. They brought her right up here, right? This is it. This is where they brought her. And then they put her on an airplane, send her to Louisiana. She was there for 4 months. Then the benevolent governor was like, I talked to some judges, and because why? Because there was so much ruckus. Because there was ruckus and international condemnation. And then her case went up, eventually made it to Burlington. And I tried to organize a protest. People were like, no, don't say nothing about it. Keep it undercover. I did the protest. Some brave people showed up, right? But then the second time they brought her up here and they were like, hey, yo, we all got her free. She's free. She wasn't freed. The judge said that she's free. She wasn't free. She went back to Louisiana. And then this whole jurisdiction bullshit that they're talking about is they keep shipping people around so that you can never get the right court. Now, that is just one person, Garome Garmosa, three people that made it through that system. And Leaf was saying how many? 180? No, 400. Just this place?
Both prisons.
400 people. So see, that's 3 out of 400. How many? What's the percentage of that? Like, see? So now, I mean, that's the thing I'm trying to ask. Is like, see, there's many people in here that we need to be advocating for. We can't even get their names just right now. People are struggling to get their names. So, anyone else is feeling agitated, or I can keep yapping about this?
So, one thing that I've noticed a lot on the news and around in circles, particularly in Vermont, is how can we let this start happening? How is this happening right now? And the thing is, this didn't start in January. This didn't start when Trump came into office. This has been happening since America became a country, because it's a country built on oppression and lies and the backs of people that they can push down. Now, the entire prison system, I didn't plan out what I was going to say. The entire prison system is just designed to keep people down and to keep the My brain stopped working.
You got it.
Prisons have no reason to exist. Short of it. They have no reason to exist. And every single day, people are waking up and people are realizing, wow, it's kind of weird that people are getting snatched off the street. Real strange that just started. It didn't just start. It's been done for centuries. And only now are people waking up and seeing it, because we have the numbers, we have the people, and we have the voice to yell and say that we want change, and we want change now. And we can take action. There's more of us than there is of them.
Thank you. That's a good segue. The historical references, the contract that we got with ICE was signed in 2016 before Governor Scott became the governor of this state. He renewed it. So it was Patrick Leahy. So let's be honest, it was a Democrat who signed it, but he didn't know what he was getting into. Scott knows what he's getting into. The contract will be renewed in August. So this contract gives comprehensive access to every single state prison, to the federal system, Now, if you go to Massachusetts, that's not the case. In Massachusetts, they don't have anything like that. They're like, we have state prisons, we have federal prisons. This federal prison is for the government. That's where they do their dirty business. This is our state prison, where we do our dirty business. That's the same thing all over. That's why you're thinking in Los Angeles, they're sending the Marines to protect federal buildings because they're taking immigrants to federal buildings. It's a federal thingy. Here, it's a state thing because our state is in compliance with. So that's the historical reference. The contract has been renewed. People who are trying to get the access to the actual contract, they gave us the 2016 version in the public release record. We know that that is not the truth, and that's not even remotely the case. And the contract says there's going to be health care, there's going to be good care, and none of that stuff is actually happening. I don't want to get up too much, but someone else has got to get agitated and be like, I got to dethrone this guy and get the mic and start spitting some fire. Also, I'm just thinking, this is such an awesome place for direct action if anybody ever wanted to just lay down and stop a police car from going. I'm not saying we should be doing that. Just throwing some Molotov your way.
Just talk. Hi. So, no one knows me here because I don't know any of you guys. I do try to follow and contribute whenever I can. So, I am a child of immigrants, and this isn't new to me. I, as a child, would march in Boston with my family for our rights. I am a U.S. citizen, but that doesn't really matter in this case. I have always been in fear of ICE. ICE was our boogeyman. It is, from the moment that I can remember, we were aware of ICE, and we were always scared, and we knew the cops were our enemies, basically. Anytime we had to deal with the cops, I was terrified out of my mind that my family was going to be taken away. And now, it's kind of like I'm reliving that trauma, because after my parents and family got their residency here, because it took years, you won't believe the amount of people that try to get green cards and residency, citizenship, it takes years. I think it took them over 20 years to get it, and they spent a lot of money trying to get it. And at that point, I believed that, okay, there's a safety net. We're good. I didn't have that fear anymore. Until Trump started sending the ICE the first time. I forgot when it was, a few months ago. And I think it was the day after the announcement. I was on the bus going to work, and I glance out, and I see ICE. And immediately, I was frozen. I got to work, and I couldn't work. I had to go home because I didn't understand at the time what I was feeling, but it was all that trauma that I've had all my life about ICE. And it's scary. And that's mainly, I believe, that's mainly the reason why a lot of immigrants or some people of color don't go to these protests, because we're scared. It is terrifying. Just thinking about it shakes me. But now I'm older. I'm not a child anymore. And I have citizenship, so I'm going to do my part and face those fears and join protests, do my part, and go out there and get the word out. Right? If anyone else wants to talk about, I'm not originally from Vermont, so Vermont culture, especially with advocacy, has always been new. Bit different from where I'm from. Honestly, it's a bit more quieter. So you all don't be afraid to speak out and raise your voices, even if people tell you to quiet down. Because I've been told to be quiet down over here, and I'm like, I'm Latino, we're loud. So you gotta get used to that. So
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Anyone else is feeling agitated? Come on up, let's talk. Yeah, that was, one thing, the citizenship thing, I gotta carry my birth certificate with me at all times. Why? Because now, back in 1990s or the early 2000s, I didn't have to worry about something like that. Now I do. They're trying to revoke the 14th Amendment. They're trying to revoke it, and it's gonna be in the Supreme Court in a couple of weeks. So you got to be alert to their reality that even your birthright citizenships are no longer birthrights, are going to be undermined. So that's why you got to be vocal. All right, anybody else is feeling agitated? Come on. You gotta be loud.
Can I be loud?
Very loud.
Very loud.
Fuck guys! Fuck women! Free them all! Fuck America! No one is illegal on stolen land! 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 I'm hearing these liberals at these protests saying, deporting people is bad because immigrants, they do menial labor for capitalism. Fuck that shit! Fuck that shit! Deporting people is bad because deporting people is bad! Deporting people is bad because this entire country was stolen! No one is illegal on stolen land! No one is illegal on stolen land! Fuck America! Burn it all down! Burn it all down! Revolution isn't just about kicking out Trump and then getting in the next Joe Biden, whatever the fuck! Revolution is about overthrowing the government!
Let me piggyback off of that, because one of the most fucking annoying things that I've been hearing is if Kamala won, we'd be at brunch. And that's the fucking problem. The problem is that every time there's a Democrat in office, everyone sits their ass down and goes, well, let's have brunch because it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
But it's been affecting people for millennia. Literally, as we just said, no one is illegal on stolen land. Immigration is not... The U.S. immigration system is not set up to immigrate people. It is set up to steal their money. There is a reason that people are paying immigration lawyers thousands and thousands of dollars all the time, but not getting forward with their green card system. When it's set...
They make
Reminder, most people came here legally and their card has lapsed and they are in the middle of a legal battle in order to fix that. Most people are not technically coming here illegally, and even if they are, imagine what you would do for your own kids, right? Everyone's all for the kids until it's to save those kids and bring them somewhere that you deem safer. I think the hardest part is to watch realistically in my own personal life. Everyone around me who used to be political, it was always make love, not bombs, until you actually have to do something about it. Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck I don't know who else was here earlier when I had stated that I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, which means the majority of the people around me were also immigrants. And to kind of piggyback off of what this other young woman had said, I've seen firsthand how terrified these people are just to live their day-to-day life. I'll share a personal story of one of my very good friends growing up, and it kind of enlightens how silly us white people can be, because I remember asking her, why does your mom always pull into the middle lane and never all the way left? And she said, because she can't take any risks, ever. She has to make sure that everything she's doing is a completely 100% up to every code and every standard. And it was then, at 8 years old, that I realized the privilege that my mom had to even just have a coffee in her hand driving and not paying attention and make sure that she's not breaking a single law, because it's not a ticket for her. It's not a ticket for them. It's so much worse. And we all take that for granted. Every single person does. Remember that.
Woo! All right, thank you. Thank you. Here, I'll tell you something. Malcolm X says, what did Malcolm X says? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. So here's the thing. When someone comes up to you and says, I'm a pilgrim, you know, my granddaddies came from the Mayflower. tell them that did your granddaddies have a visa? Did they have a work permit? No, they didn't, right? And then they're like, although that, I'm Italian, I'm Irish, my folks came in legally. No, they didn't. They got on a boat. They landed on Ellis Islands with a bag and a dream, and they got no visas or nothing. They were just like, here's some Polish people, here's some Irish people, here's some Italian people, and they put them in some ghettos in New York, right? So this whole concept that we got going on, these folks are migrants, these folks are refugees, these folks are asylum. No, they're not. They're just Afghans, Polish, Irish, Russian. That's what we are. We're not even white. There's no such thing as white. There's the British colonizers start calling people white. So remember that. So there's this whole argument that your visa is expired. That's some British nonsense. That's colonial nonsense that they're throwing at you. You think that Thomas Jefferson went to whoever says your visa is expired? They didn't have visas back then. None of these things applied. They were not even citizens, but that's a whole different story. So that's the thing I want to think about. Liberate your mind from this whole. And then, in the 1990s, there was no such a thing as a militarized immigration services. The immigration service was just a person, a lady with a clipboard to go to your door, be like, hey, excuse me, I just want to make sure that we want to see who you're married to. And now they're deporting people that are married to American-born citizens. That had never happened in the early 2000s. So don't let these fools try to tell you what the immigration law in this country was. Because the immigration law in this country was built hundreds of years ago. So they're trying to go back to this whole Sedition Act and all this other nonsense. All right, how's everyone feeling? What's the situation? You guys got any more
interesting
Molotovs?
fun facts?
Molotovs you want to throw at me? Here you go.
Interesting fun fact. So we talk about illegal immigration and all that stuff. I'm not going to use this because I'm kind of scared of accidentally turning on the siren. And I'm loud enough. So the reason why we have visas and whether people come in legally or illegally, that all started in the 40s to stop Jewish people from fleeing from the fucking Nazis. It's a lie. It's a lie designed to hurt more people. People say that their family came here legally. No one's family came here legally. There's no such thing as coming here legally. There's no illegality on stolen land. Exactly. I kind of just wanted to say that part about how visas started. But remember that. Keep that in your back pocket for someone says that their family came here the right way. Bullshit!
Okay. What do you think? What's the plan? What's the plan? Should I keep spitting some anti-colonial nonsense?
Good chance.
Yeah, you want to take a chance? You want?
Okay.
All right, how do we feel about doing some chairs?
So I'll do like a few rounds, and then maybe if folks can come up and we can just pass it around. So it's like a collective space. There's not just one or two leaders. Okay, so let's start with the free her, free them, the classic. Free her! Free them! Free her! Free them all! 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 Okay, maybe we do an abolish ICE, abolish prisons? Yeah. Okay. Abolish ICE! Abolish prisons! 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 Abolish ICE! Abolish
Yo, I mean, you guys got someone step up. Yeah, do it. Come on.
You got it.
Do I have to press a button? Right?
Yes, this button and then.
Come on, Vermonters, get loud, get pissed.
Okay.
What do we want?
Freedom!
Let's call it liberation right now.
We want so many things. Everything.
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
Am I being too loud?
No.
Okay.
You can if you want to face it towards
Yeah.
them so they hear.
Yeah.